Well, in fact, to take you through exactly what happened earlier on, under pressure, clearly the Bengaluru police arrested the chairman of the school where the 6-year-old girl was allegedly raped by the staff members. Rustam Kerawala, who is the chairman of Vibgyor High, was arrested this morning from Daman. He was arrested for allegedly concealing information and also trying to destroy evidence. Kerawala has been charged under various sections of the IPC under the Juvenile Justice Act and also the POCSO. Also, besides that, under Section 201 of the IPC, which amounts to causing disappearance of evidence of offence or giving false information to screen offender. This is, of course, to the police. Meanwhile, the CCB police visited the school today and have taken 5 staff members into their custody. Currently, the questioning is underway, but Rustam being taken into custody there after the cops found that he too has been trying to not divulge the information that the school was in charge of trying to hush up all that took place.
ಸಣ್ಣ ಮಗು ಮೇಲೆ ಅತ್ಯಾಚಾರ ನಡೆದಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಆರೋಪ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ 14ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು ವರ್ತೂರ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಠಾಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮೂದಿಸಲಾಗಿದ್ದು ಈ ಗುನ್ನೆಯ ತನಿಖೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿದ್ದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಬ್ಗ್ಯೋರ್ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಮುಖ್ಯಸ್ಥರು ರುಸ್ತಮ್ ಕೇರವಾಲಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಲವು ಆರೋಪಗಳಿದ್ದು ಅವರನ್ನ ನಾವು ದಸ್ತಗಿರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅವರನ್ನ ದಮನ್ ಎಂಬ ಹೆಸರಿದ್ದ ಒಂದು ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ದಸ್ತಗಿರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅವರನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆತಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅವರನ್ನ ಪೋಕ್ಸೋ ಆಕ್ಟ್ 21ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಜುವೆನೈಲ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ 23ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಪೀನಲ್ ಕೋಡ್ 201ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅವರನ್ನ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಮುಂದಿನ ತನಿಖೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ.
Commissioner M.N. Reddy sweeping into action there. He has gone ahead and made that all-important arrest of Rustam Kerawala, and we understand that Rustam has been booked under various sections of the IPC, namely the Juvenile Justice Act is something he's been named in, besides of course the POCSO Act, which is the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, and besides that also he has been booked under Section 201 of the IPC, which amounts to causing disappearance of evidence of offence or giving false information, and of course he has been booked against that, keeping in mind that the school tried to hush up the issue. This is of course the second arrest being made in the case after that of Mustafa, who has been identified as a skating instructor and possibly the main accused in this particular case. There have been a lot of protests, but of course after the transfer of Raghavendra Auratkar, M.N. Reddy being brought in as the police commissioner, maybe that's actually worked in the police department's favor.
ಮಗು ಮೇಲೆ ಅತ್ಯಾಚಾರ ನಡೆದಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಆರೋಪ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನ 14ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು.
Well, we showed you the kind of protests that took place across the city, but it's not just Bengaluru. The entire state has risen in anger. Protests were witnessed across the state today as well. Well, these were the protests witnessed in Davangere as pro-Kannada activists came together demanding justice and demanding that such incidents do not take place. Of course, as you can see, it was a number of youngsters who came together protesting and demanding action. So it's not just in Bengaluru, but it looks like these organizations have ensured that the protests spread across the state as well.
ಅತ್ಯಾಚಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ
Well, the traffic police have gotten into action mode in Majestic. Following several complaints from Bengalurians, the traffic police conducted raids to check the errant auto drivers. Following the checks, the traffic cops have seized about 58 autos flouting various norms. The police were seen checking these autos to see if, in fact, they followed all the rules and regulations in place with regards to whether they were using the meter, and also if they had ID cards present inside the auto, and of course they were also checking if the registration number is there, if the meter is in fact connected, or whether they are trying to cheat commuters. So these were the steps that were taken up by the police, and they had gone ahead and seized a number of autos in this drive. Well, as you can see, different tactics being used by these auto drivers to go ahead and fleece customers. They are seen going ahead and not connecting their meter, and that turns out to be an issue, besides which they were also checking if IDs were put up inside the auto as per the norms, and if any of this was not there, the autos were seized and the drivers fined. About 58 autos have been seized for flouting various norms, is what we understand.
The common public should see the seal, security seal put by the Department of Legal Metrology to the meters. In the back side of the meter, there will be a lead and wire seal. So if we see the seal, if it is stamped by the department, then it is 100% Pakka meter. So if the meter is not stamped, then there is a suspicion for this one, violations.
One such case of tampering we have detected, that is being under investigation. We will initiate action according to the provisions of the rules. And apart from that, about this metering non-production for re-verification and stamping, for switch over to the new revised tariff, we have booked an instances of 58 cases, conducting around 825 inspection today. The drive will continue in the coming days massively at leading bus stations, railway stations, and this process will go on.
We have checked around 825 auto rickshaws. We have found some of the autos where they have converted the meters to the revised fare, but they have not produced the vehicle to the department and got it stamped and verified by the department. And we have also found one case where we suspect there is some tampering, so it is under investigation. We have booked around 58 cases today morning in bus stand and here in Anandra Circle.
And 58 autos have been seized. You heard the police official also going ahead and stating exactly how they can find out if the meter that is put up is authentic or not. They will be looking for a particular stamp to be put in place, and if that is not there, then the cops know, of course, that it is a faulty meter, and the auto drivers are using the same to go ahead and fleece commuters. Moving on, at least 11 members of parliament belonging to the Shiv Sena allegedly forced a Muslim catering supervisor who was fasting for Ramzan to eat. They forced him to eat a chapati at the new Maharashtra Sadhana in New Delhi last week. The MPs were apparently angry over not being served Maharashtrian food. Well, IRCTC, the Indian Railway subsidiary that was catering for the Sadhan, has stopped all operations in protest and complaint to the Maharashtra Resident Commissioner Bipin Malik. Meanwhile, the Shiv Sena members have denied the allegations, but now a video has come out supporting the claims made by the catering supervisor. In fact, the Shiv Sena has denied the same. One of the party members, Shrikant Shinde, who was among that group of MPs, stated that they didn't force anyone to break their roza, and these are false allegations. These members were simply protesting against poor service and bad food, but that was, of course, before that particular video surfaced. The video clearly shows these MPs going ahead and forcing the staffer to go ahead and eat, despite the fact that he is fasting. fasting for Ramzan. My colleague Verghese joins us over the phone lines with more details. Verghese, do we know if the Shiv Sena MPs have now gone ahead and apologized and accepted their mistake?
Well, what they are saying at present is that, Akshita, that they are an Indian party and they not intend to hurt any religious sentiments. And in fact, Uddhav Thackeray has gone on to say no intention to hurt any sort of religious sentiment is what Uddhav Thackeray has gone ahead and said. But clearly, the visuals show how this MP was trying to force feed this concerned person, the Arshad, who was in fact a caterer at the place. Now, the IRCTC has in fact gone on a protest and has suspended all services to the particular southern, and also there has been complaints that have been registered by the IRCTC staff and the resident manager who was in fact given this sort of humiliation. He has even written to the Maharashtra Resident Commissioner Bipin Malik over the incident, and they have asked for action to be taken as well against these MPs. But first, initially there was denial of reports. The MPs had gone ahead and said that they were complaining with regards to the poor service as well as the lack in quality of food that was there, and this has in fact was the explanation that was first given until the visuals about the entire incident came out in the open. And here we see this particular MP, a gang of 11 MPs who had ganged up there, including one Rajya Sabha MP of the Sena, trying to force down a chapati down the throat of this particular caterer. Now, the caterer, Arshad, has said that though they knew he belonged to a community who was in fasting, and then at the same time his name tag also said, the name was written on his name tag, they knew who he was, and later they did not listen to anything and they tried to force down a chapati through his throat. Now, he said he's quite upset with the kind of treatment that has been meted out to him, and that it has hurt his religious sentiments as such. But there is already the Deputy General Manager Shankar Malhotra has written an email to the Resident Commissioner Bipin Malik on July 17, saying that the MPs misbehaved with the staff at the public dining and forced the Resident Manager Ashad to eat a chapati. And he said that the specific incident happened with the Resident Manager. So the entire incident has been taken up with higher authorities. But what action will be taken against these 11 erring MPs is something that we have to wait and watch, Akshita.
Right, Verghese, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. The Shiv Sena continues to claim that no such incident took place, even as several political parties have come out to condemn the incident and demanded an apology from the MPs. Remember, initially the MP stated that it was that they were just protesting against the food facilities provided, but until this video surfaced proving what the staffer said was right, Arshad Zubair had stated that these Shiv Sena MPs had force-fed him despite the fact that he had told them quite clearly that he was fasting.